On day 43 of the shutdown, a vote in the House could bring the impasse to an end. The House of Representatives is expected to approve a funding bill on Wednesday that would bring an end to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The measure, which extends funding levels for much of the government through January 30th, also includes a trio of appropriation bills that would fully fund some federal programs, including Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, through September 30th, 2026. Payments for SNAP, which provides food assistance to nearly 42 million American people, have been locked in a court fight as a result of the shutdown. The Senate approved the legislation late Monday, with 7 Democrats and 1 independent joining most Republicans. The bill includes a provision to reverse the layoffs the Trump administration imposed during the shutdown. Most Democrats on Capitol Hill angrily denounced the deal because it failed to address the central issue prompting the standoff: how to address the health care subsidies that are expiring at the end of the year. As part of the compromise, Senate Majority Leader John Thune of South Dakota agreed to hold a vote by mid-December on legislation Democrats will craft to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Some Republicans agree Congress needs to do something to head off steep premium increases for those relying on the subsidies, but it's unclear there are enough GOP votes to pass a bill through the chamber. Even if a deal comes together in the next few weeks, House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican of Louisiana, has declined to guarantee a vote. So, I mean, this was something right here that I feel like just a real quick on this one right here. I know a lot of people are saying that the Democrats caved on this and that they got nothing out of the deal. When you don't have control of the House and you don't have control of the Senate and you don't have control of the presidency, there is really nothing that you can get out of a deal like this. There's no winning this deal. Only thing you can do is, to me, it would have been nice had the Republicans come to the table and say, you know what, I'm going to get this done. But I don't think Trump would have signed it. So at the end of the day, what I feel like happened is this: where are we at right now in the year? We're in holiday season.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's businesses. This is the biggest time of year for all businesses. That's corporations. So who do you think they're saving? Corporations. Families love this time of year because it's a gift giving time of year for kids and everybody else. Plus, there's the food. So also bringing back SNAP was very important. So they funded it through September 26th. Go ahead. Real quick. So through September of 2026. So September 30th is when the next fight will happen. That's when the subsidies, I think they'll end at the end of this year, but they can go back and shut the government down again. But this time SNAP will be funded. You won't be able to hold people hostage as far as the food's concerned. There'll be another way to fight a fight that you cannot win. But at the end of the day, I feel like they did win because they won over the voters, and they may not have won the vote when it came to it, but they won over the voters. That's what I believe. The Democrats did win this one. Yeah. Honestly,
I look at it like this, man. You know, when the corporations coming out like Walmart, McDonald's is like, hey, you messing up the money, because if it went on any longer, they're gonna have to look at the employees like, damn, now we really got to pay you real money. Because if people, you're mad at 42 million people on food stamps. Let's just point this out: majority of those are children and senior citizens. The working adults, because you have to work while you're on food stamps. You either have to work or you have to go to school, or you have to be in a program. You know what I'm saying? Like that, especially where I live at, you have to do something to get your food stamps unless you're on disability. The working poor, your jobs don't pay you enough. Think about it. They talk about every time you get on the news, hey, you guys aren't poor. Look at the stock market. It's booming. Yeah, it's booming for these corporations that make hella money, right?
Absolutely.
Like Walmart, they're making $300,000, 300 times more than what they're paying their CEOs or paying you people, right? And they could pay you an affordable wage. I mean, you saw the affordable wage during the shutdown. That's what they gave you. When they gave you the food stamps, they gave you extra unemployment. You saw that's how much money you're supposed to really be making in life to actually survive. You know, they could do it. They don't want to. And the reason they don't have to. And so they were the ones stickling about it. Like with the government shutdown, you know,
it was a positive thing to me.
I think it's bad because people weren't getting paid. Federal employees weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
The airlines are not going to go back to what they're supposed to be. That's what the Duffy guy said. He said it's still going to be crap. 40% of the planes are still going to be down. And it's just, you shouldn't have any trust in this government. They're on vacation for 8 weeks getting paid while you sat there and you had to call in. They're telling me people at the shipyard crying, talking about their mortgages, electricity bills. You know what I'm saying? Like some states, they stuck up for their people and some states didn't. So, I mean, hopefully they shut down the government. I mean, they turn it back on. But I mean, I don't believe in the administration right now. Hopefully something's going to happen with the whole Epstein stuff. But
when I look at what just happened here with this, you know, I mean, we have to really look at the facts. People, they say that, oh, this is a Democrat shutdown. If that's the way you want to paint it, then go ahead, because like, what is it? Another 20-something million people or more are going to look at a premium increase. These are all working class Americans. They're going to look at premium increases of up to 100% or more, you know what I mean, on their health insurance, because these subsidies are gone. And so, go ahead.
You know, the Republicans could have done it. Donald Trump called for it. He's like, the Republicans, do the filibuster. Just do the filibuster. They didn't need the Democrats' votes. They could have done the filibuster, but if the reason they didn't want to do it is because then they would own everything that went into this bill. I don't know if you saw it when they had the 8 senators. They stuck the bill in there where the 8 senators were able to sue for having their phones searched for January 6th. You know what I'm saying? And every phone system they had on there, they could sue for $500,000. So they were looking about, you know, a good $3 million each.
Well, I mean, at the same time, too, once they do a filibuster, once they break the filibuster, then the Democrats can do it for anything. So that means that this is why they didn't want to do it, because there's certain things that Democrats broke the filibuster over the Supreme Court. For each chamber is like a different filibuster type of thing. They broke that over the Supreme Court. That's why now you only need 51 votes instead of a supermajority, 60 plus votes. They broke that on there. So now if they were to break it for this, the Democrats come out and say, okay, great, we want universal health care. 51 votes, all they would need, 51 votes. Once they break the filibuster over this, you know, over these type of bills right here, it's a wrap. They don't want to. Republicans are like, this ain't a good idea, because it could quickly devolve into some extra stuff. And then people could really like what the Democrats have done with getting us universal health care, or taking education, or getting us child care, other things they needed 60 votes before to get. Now they don't need those votes anymore. It's a different situation. That's kind of
the president's desk, and then he has to sit there and be like, nah, y'all can't have it.
But what they understand is 2028. They seen what just happened in this, and we'll talk about this here next. But they saw what just happened here just on, you know, this last election cycle we just had. They saw them getting swept out. They understand what's going to happen. I saw Republicans speaking about this, and they were having conversations saying, "Hey, man, we need to do something about these subsidies, because this, you know, they're scared right now. They know that Trump he's not as strong as he once was. You're not on the ticket anymore. You won't be on the ticket again."
Look, he's a good salesman to you. Mm-hmm. He told you what he needed to tell you, but his policies is crap. You know what I'm saying? Everything they're doing. If you ain't a billionaire, you ain't getting richer. Think about it. I went to go buy beef the other day, and it was double the price for a pound of beef. And I can imagine there's some people that just only eat beef. I was like, let me get this turkey over here. You know what I'm saying? I wish we had more time, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna keep you up to date with this. This Uncommon Courtesy. Wes, how many days has it been?
It's been let's just say right now, I'm not 100% privy to that. I appreciate you keeping me on my toes. Let's just say it's been too damn long that this person has been in office right now. We've been living under a person whose authoritarian rule has been growing. But if you notice lately, he kind of backed up off of a little bit of this stuff when he took this hit in November. So please keep it up, ladies and gentlemen. I think this might have a little bit of a better effect if we keep on voting these guys out and keep on pushing in the right people. Things can get back to normal at some point in time, maybe.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Uncommon Courtesy. Until next time.